Hey everyone, it's Susan, and I'm excited to just kind of start a series here on sponsoring, growing your team, and helping health coach candidates become health coaches and moving them forward. So we're going to start with kind of the initial step, and what that is to identify, qualify, and approach health coach candidates, and just really building our portfolio of business partners. So why is this important? Well, when I was a brand new health coach, I remember thinking, I don't know if I'm made out to have a team. I didn't know kind of what that looked like. And so what my evolution over the last 4 years has really been is I've really seen the need. Obviously, physically, there is a big need out there for our program and helping people, create health in their lives. But health for me has become less one-dimensional, where I used to just think of it as the physical body, what it looked like, to becoming a financial health, the healthy mind, and really seeing that there's such a need for what we have with Take Shape for Life for really all Americans. I have yet to find someone that there's not a match of something that we have to offer that would be a match in their life. So I want you to really start thinking outside the box of just not the who needs our program, but who actually, is potentially needing healthier finances, whether they're making ends meet or not, or they're not able to travel or put their kids in the schools that they want, or whatever that might look like, who shared with you that, they would love a little extra income on the side, or create a whole different career, because that's a whole nother aspect. Is there's a lot of people that are working really hard and doing nothing wrong, doing like multiple jobs, and they're still not making ends meet, or they're not finding meaning and purpose and passion through their work, and very frustrated and stressful. The other thing that we have to offer through Take Shape is just a really vibrant, healthy community of people that are positive and moving forward in their life and supportive of each other. And as humans, I think we desire that. And there's a lot of people that are really lacking that in their workplace, in their worlds. And we really do have something to offer them in that aspect. So that there's lots of reasons of why it's important that we understand that there's only 12,000 health coaches, and there's a lot of people that need our help, and we're simply not going to get our mission done of getting America healthy with the amount of coaches that we have. And there's lots of reasons why people might want to join our mission and join us. So where does it all begin? What do we need to do first? I really want you to start with just envisioning what your team could look like in 5 years from today. What does your particular team represent? What does it look like to be part of your team? What kind of team are you building? What's important to you? What, like I said, what does it feel like to be in a room if everyone in that room was just on your team? So really starting with, instead of just taking what you can get, is really identifying, what do you want? What traits and characteristics and values are important to you? And one of the things that Shane and I have really noticed over the last 4 years is diversity is really important. We want a wide variation of people from all different genders, careers, ages, marital statuses, whether they have kids or no kids, just different demographics, ethnicities, and different geographical locations. You name it. We want as diverse of a group, because different people are going to relate to different people. And so I know for myself, being a mom and at home, initially I had a relatedness with other moms that had young children. Well, we've been able to expand those circles into all people that are looking for retirement income, people with no children, people across the country in different time zones, different ethnicities. Because again, we want to help America get healthy, and America is very diverse. So really thinking of your team as a diverse pool of people, but with some core characteristics and values that are important as you kind of think of what that would look like. Because really, this is not corporate America. You are building your dream team. You are not, you don't have to work with people you don't want to work with. Isn't that exciting? So understand, what are you looking for, and what positions are you hiring for, and really put your CEO hat on and make that decision that, you're building your team. You have, you can really decide, who you want to partner with. And then really, like I said, not taking what you can get, but really going after what you want. So if you want, strong leaders, if you want that diverse group of people, really being able to be intentional to make that, possibility here for you. So we're going to talk now about just kind of building this portfolio as a CEO, as a business owner. What does it kind of look like to start, looking at health coach candidates, identifying them, and this initial approach kind of process. So it really starts with knowing what you're looking for, building your portfolio, and having a system. And we're going to walk through that system here today. And then really understanding to layer from the beginning and getting really good at identifying and qualifying, understanding how to approach someone, what that would look like, and then really making that mental shift to a business leader. I'm going to go over all that here in a second. So what does layer from the beginning mean? Well, this is going to pertain to our current clients, but sometimes, if you really evaluate, maybe your clients don't even know that for them becoming a health coach is even an opportunity or an option for them. And so I was just going to give you kind of a couple tips that how I've been able to fit it into our world so that they understand that they might qualify to become a health coach down the road. I'm, first of all, very cognizant of every step I take in that pre-client call, meaning that I treat every client like a potential health coach. So I make sure that my calls are timely, that I'm on time, that I'm professional, that, I'm very cognizant of everything in my world because I know they're watching me on Facebook and they're watching me out and about and they're watching me at social functions. So being a health coach has really become something that's been a very integral, woven part of my life. And I know that if I spend an hour on every pre-client call, which they're going to love me as a coach and think, wow, she's really great and she cares about all these aspects of my life, but that's really not what we do, is to spend hours with every single client because you just simply aren't going to be able to help enough people that when you do ask them, hey, you'd make a great health coach, I'd love for, you to explore that with me, they're going to say, I just don't have time for that. And you know what? They're probably right. So really be thinking about what you do is really, in a way, their training of what it looks like to become a health coach. So being really mindful of that from the beginning. I love to encourage all my clients to take a before picture. And you, trust me, I have those clients that will really push back on that and say, oh no, I don't want one of those. I don't want to see it. I'm not sending that to you. I don't want that on Facebook. And I always say, oh no, you don't, that's for you. But here's the thing is that you might qualify to become a health coach down the road. And that picture will not only inspire you, but it can inspire thousands of people. And I go off of their response. Some will be like, oh, that's kind of exciting. Or gosh, maybe I'd love to consider coaching down the road. And others might say, oh no, that's not for me. And that's just because they don't believe it's even going to potentially work for them in the beginning. But once they build belief, that might change. But either way, I'm letting them know, hey, you might qualify to become a health coach down the road. So the opportunity's out there. I also love to explain our referral program because, we're kind of, they're going to have two options. I let them know how exciting, you're going to be losing weight, feeling great. People are going to be asking what you're doing, and you have two options. You can either refer them back to me. I'd love to help and coach your friends and family. Or you might actually qualify to become a health coach and you can coach your friends and family. Pretty exciting, huh? And again, letting them know that there's an option there without really offering it to them. I'm just layering on them that there's an opportunity. And you might get some really good positive feedback in this very initial conversation of, I would love that in the future. You can say, you know what, let's get you started. You're going to do amazing. And then we can set up an appointment here a couple weeks down the road once you've had some success here and, see if it may be a fit for us to partner together. Okay. So that's one way to go about it. So we're going to talk about I plus Q equals A. It's just kind of a little catchy thing that is kept in my brain of, you want to identify, which is what and then qualify people. And if they are a match for what you're looking for, we're going to go approach them. And I'll talk a little bit on the pause, but what that means is I learned from experience is that we need to get an answer and kind of put duct tape over our mouth and be listening to people. So let's talk about identify. What value can take shape for life bring to this person's life? So what can take shape for life offer them? Can it be income, retirement, security, freedom, purpose? Lots of different things. What else? So really, are you listening? Because you want to identify the match of the trilogy. If you're asking questions to your clients, they're going to let you know, and not just clients, but people out and about. What do you love about what you do? If they go, oh, I hate my job. They work me way too much. I'm so stressed out. Well, maybe they're in need of some, healthy mind or a little more time freedom. Or maybe out and about, they say something like, oh, you guys just went on vacation. Wow, that looks like fun. I wish I could take my kids on vacation. We just can't afford to go. So what are they in need of? Are you listening and really making note of what those things are? So that's identified. Then we're going to go to qualify. So if you've identified what the match Take Shape can offer them, then it's, what value can this person bring to Take Shape for Life? Is it a match for what you're looking for? So what are some of the things that are important to you? Ambitious, accountable, attractive personality, self-motivated, successful in other areas, referring friends and family. There's probably a lot of other qualities. I know for myself, I love a fun, excite, just like happy person. I love people that have really high integrity and are respected by others, and that I would respect them back. Those are qualities I'm looking for. So really know what your qualities are that you're looking for. So if you can start to develop your pre-coach list, which we're going to go over here, once you found someone that you've kind of been able to identify that there's a match there and that you qualified them as someone you would like to partner with, they go on your pre-coach list. These are not just clients. These are anywhere from entrepreneurs to healthy people. I'll tell you, healthy people love being healthy and want other people to be and feel healthy too. And a lot of people already respect them for their, how they've maintained and done well in their own personal health journeys. They make great health coaches too. So sometimes we don't look at them as people that would be great candidates for our program, which may or may not. So don't pre-qualify, but either way, they might be a great health coach and be able to help their friends and family get healthy too. So don't just limit yourself to clients. You probably have anywhere from, 2 to 20 to 50 clients, but you probably know 200, 300, 500 people. So really start thinking of all your contacts so you don't limit your reach on pre-coaches. So there's you. These are all different areas. I call them spheres of influence, circles of influence at different places you might go. And really the goal is there's only one of you. You can only help so many people. But if you could develop a health coach, let's say in your neighborhood, that's a friend of yours that wants to coach too, they can start to support that circle of influence, which gives you time to go and support others. Because if you know 500 people, there's no way I don't have time to coach 500 people. But if I can develop, 5, 10 coaches, and we all can support, 20, 30 clients, we can help a lot more people, all have a little bit more income, time freedom. And the thing is they all know friends and family too. So really these spheres of influence turn into thousands and thousands of networks of people that you're going to need people to help you to be able to support that. And that's really what time leverage is all about, which is a pretty exciting thing. So let's talk about the system, okay? I'm going to pull up, let me see here. Something real quick. This is a form that that I currently use. Let's see here. There we go. It's called a pre-coach list. And so, like I said, once I've identified and qualified someone as being a person that I would like to partner with, I will, put the date. I will write their name as someone that they're pre-coached, just like we did kind of a pre-client list or a share list when you got started of everyone you want to let know about the program. Well, these are all people that you would like to partner with. Like I said, not just clients, just everyone in your world, anyone that you feel has the qualities that you're looking for. So the next step after that is once you've been able to identify who those people are, is to go approach them, to go ask them. Some of you have been coaching a while and probably already have a pre-coach list. So this is a really great task for you, is to ask, have I approached them? And really you should be able to write in that box yes, no, or maybe. If you approached them, you got an answer, okay? I'm going to talk a little bit here about that, but there's a really big difference between just layering on someone and getting an answer. So that's where in that next box you would, either put a check that you've approached them and write yes, no, or maybe. And if they've said yes, you set up an interview, and that's where you would date that area is when you've done your interview. And then the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is really for follow-up, because many of us know, it's about timing and not everyone's going to say yes the first go around, but this would be your name, their name, whether you've approached them, what their answer was, when you've set up an interview, and then just follow up. And then any other notes. So if I've invited them to a local training, if I've invited them to a webinar to hear more, I'm noting those kinds, underneath one, I might say webinar and put the date of when I've invited them. And any other notes on the side. Maybe they've said, gosh, school year is just getting started. I'm a teacher. It's way too busy. Please contact me in January. I would make some notes there. For me, this is just a way that I can track many coaches at one time, see where I'm at in my follow-up process, and really be clear with my current reality is these are people I want my team. If I haven't approached them, why not? And so that it just kind of keeps me on point with that. So you can print that out on the Better Together page. We have a copy of a pre-coach list if that's going to be a good tool that you can, print those out and work well for you. And Take Shape for Life has a system too, and this goes very complementary with that pre-coach list, is file folder 4. These came in your file folder system that came in your business kit, and this is for health coach candidates. And if you read through the front part of the file there, it talks about identifying and qualifying and approaching and all these things we're talking about. So you can start to put every candidate you have through this system and really track, where you're at. So first step would be take all your clients. So take your client profile that you have on every client and match it up against a health coach candidate, which is in that file folder 4, and fill one out for every client. You see the identifiers, the qualifiers, and what you'll do is you're going to be rating them on a scale of 1 to 4, 1 being the highest. And so go ahead, and that would be a great step, is if you have 30 clients, print out 30 health coach candidate forms and go ahead and sort through that. The other thing to do is you're not going to have client profiles on every person in your world, but go ahead and start taking the people that you would want to partner with and working them through this form, and you can keep track of them on here as well, because on the back there's a great place for follow-up. So what we do then is we start to assess after we've done just this initial kind of process, is where 1's being the highest, like I said, 4's being the lowest, and separating them to 3 different stacks. Mostly 1s and 2s, mostly 2s and 3s, and then mostly 3s and 4s. So you're going to have 3 separate stacks. And then what we're going to do is take that 1 and 2 stack, and this is your approach list. These are people that have, just based on the system, have there's identifiers, there's qualifiers of things that you want to, partner with. And I would put those names on your pre-coach list, okay? Because these are people you want to go approach and you want to be tracking and you want to be following up with. So that's where those would go. Then you're going to have where you're also going to take your 2s and 3s, and they might be people, they're either going to fall most likely into a 1 and 2 stack or a 3 and 4 stack. And a lot of times we just don't know them well enough. We just need to ask a few more questions. But if they're not someone you want to partner with, that's okay. You can put them into the 3, 4, and they're not someone you need to go approach. So they don't necessarily need to go on your pre-coach list because they're not someone that you've identified and qualified as someone you want to approach. So when we approach, we're going to choose the top 2, 3 qualities of why you're approaching this person. And you want it to be the real deal, okay? So we talked about some of the qualities that are important to you, but you're going to want to, when you go to them, is have why you're asking them. And I'm going to show you the verbiage of what I would use, just in kind of a scenario here in just a second. But knowing that you're going to go full circle with these people. So those 1s and 2s, as you work people through that system, they're going on your pre-coach list. If you don't even do that full evaluation, but someone in your brain that would be a great health coach, someone that has, successful, someone that, has really high emotional intelligence, certain things that are important to you, put them on your pre-coach list. And we're going to approach them because you're going to want to get an answer. And that's the difference between layering and approaching. In the beginning when I layered that they might qualify to become a health coach, or I've maybe along the way been like, oh my gosh, you'd make a great coach. Notice how I'm not really inviting them to hear more. That's layering. That's dripping on them that they'd be great at this and it's so fun. And so if you feel like as you make that list, I've talked to them about health coaching, but you can't write yes, no, or maybe. You've just been really layering with them. You just haven't approached them or invited them to hear more. So just kind of a good concept to kind of wrap your brain around. So pick a high week. If you know this client, I'm going to approach her today, like she's down 20 pounds. She's just been doing phenomenal. She's excited about it. And then you call her that day and her dog died that morning and she's kind of bummed out. Maybe it's not the right timing. So be flexible. Understand that you want to catch people when the timing's right too. And as you approach them and you get an answer, you're going to set an appointment. We don't present the opportunity at the same time as the approach. And the reason being is that usually we're doing it kind of in passing, like on a celebration call. How is your week on program? And then say, is there something else? Can I just talk to you about something real quick? And they're like, sure. And I just go into approaching them and invite them to hear more about coaching. And if they say, yes, I love it, I'd be like, great. I have, tomorrow morning, like at 10 a.m. works, or tomorrow evening after 6, is there, which would work better for you? So I'm setting an appointment so that we can go into the interview process. And that'll be part 2 of this series. So you can see why that's important that we set, why it's important that we set an appointment. And then I'd like to explore that with you. I use that word a lot because I think it's really important. So here's what an approach would look like. Like I said, identify why you're asking them. What are the qualities that you like in them? It might sound something like this. I've really enjoyed partnering with you. You've done incredible on program. You have a great personality, and you also seem to really care about those around with you. care about those around you. So write down, so it's real. Like, I've maybe they've mentioned, maybe you just you love how fun they are, and they're well respected, and how much they love their friends and family. Say that. Everyone loves a compliment. Okay. And then put a little sense of urgency in there that, you have more business than you can handle, or business is really booming, or, things are really picking up right now, whatever you want to, whatever works for you. And you're looking for some key people with some high integrity to help you extend your reach and help more people achieve health. Okay. So you're wanting to partner with some key people, and you thought of them. And then I like to offer my help. If I was willing to invest some time with you and personally mentor you, would you be open to explore what it would look like to become a health coach? So what an approach in all continuous, I might say on a celebration call, hey, do you have a few more moments? I wanted to talk to you about something. They'll probably say, sure. And say, you've done so well on program. I look forward to our call every week. Your personality is it's just fun and outgoing. And I know how much you just care and love your friends and family. And they'll usually say, oh, thanks, or something. It's like, no. And really, I'll just say, business has been really busy lately. It's so fun. And I am looking to partner with a few key people, and your name just keeps popping into my mind for so many reasons, and all those things I just mentioned just a second ago. But really, I am looking for some really great people, and I would love a chance if I was to, partner, invest some time with you, personally work with you to just see what it might look like if it's a fit for us to partner together. Would you be open to exploring what that would look like? Okay. So it's just like, and it might even be even shorter of, hey, you know what? You're awesome. Like, and I know you're doing well, and you're referring your friends and family. And so I know whatever you're saying to them, they're excited. And I already know you see the need of those around you, and they're going to go, absolutely. And just be like, honestly, I'm happy to coach them, but I would love for you to take a look at what it would look like for you to coach your friends and family. I think you would be amazing. Are you open to exploring that with me? Done. And then, get the answer, right? Got to be quiet and get the answer. So a couple other things. These are the identifiers. So let's say they've shared with you, I'd love to send my kids to private school. So you could always say, you've mentioned to me how much you would love to send your kids to private school. How much would that be for you? And they're like, well, it's probably around $1,000 a month for me to send my kids there. I'd say, well, if I could help you earn that 1,000 or so a month, just working a few extra hours a week, would you be, and you'd be helping others have the same success as you, would you be open to exploring the possibilities? Okay. Or maybe they've mentioned that they're really stressed about transition and maintenance because, gosh, they've gained weight, lost weight before, but they're nervous about gaining it back. And I'll be like, you've expressed that to me. And for my personal journey, becoming a health coach has been a huge part, just being accountable, and has really helped with my long-term success. If you knew there was a way to be 5 times as likely to maintain your weight and truly be on the path to optimal health, would you want to explore what that would look like? Okay. So that might be your approach based on just some of the identifiers that they've really shared with you, that you're going to share a match to our trilogy and show them a little bit more. Okay. So we know that if you're going to approach people, if you have your pre-coach list, I would challenge you is to make your list and go approach 5 people this week. Pick your top 5 of people you want to go, invite them to hear more. Okay. I'd love to explore what it would look like for you to become a health coach and get an answer. And inevitably, of those 5, and if you did 5 a week, you're going to get some no's, okay? And here's what I do know is a no is not always a no. It's just not the right timing now. And usually I will say, if you're getting a lot of, I don't have enough time, definitely reevaluate how much time you're spending with your clients. And that can be a true thing. And sometimes I'll say, is that something you want to change? Like, in the future? Because if they don't have enough time to put in a few hours a week to do something that they would be maybe really great at or passionate about, maybe they're, they do need a change in what they're doing. But if they say, I don't know, and I'll say, well, that's okay. Like, if you could do me a favor then, and they usually say, sure. If you know anyone with your organizational skills, just your character, your leadership qualities, would you get them in touch with me? And they'll usually go, sure. And it's like, because honestly, I'm loving what I'm doing, growing it just as a really exponential rate. And I'm really looking for a few key people like yourself. And if you know anyone that's looking to do something very part-time, I would love a chance to partner with them. Okay. So you're basically just complimenting them back. And this is why I want to gear you guys for a no, because you're going to get a no, but you'd be surprised. And I will a lot of times just say, the door is always open. I don't want just anyone, but you're the type of person I do want to partner with. And if if your heart ever changes on that, know the door's always open. I would love a chance, 30 minutes to sit down with you at any point in time, share a little more about what we do, and see if this may be a fit for you. Okay, so just get comfortable with what the words are. And if they know the door's open 2 weeks from now, they might have a change of heart even and call you and say, you know what, I had a really yucky day at work. Maybe I should sit with you and just hear more. And you're like, great, that would be awesome. Okay, so I plus Q, identify, qualify, go means you approach, get your answer, okay? So really, can you offer optimal health to someone without offering the trilogy? I used to think yes. I can tell you almost 100% for sure the answer is no. I know people need all aspects of what we have, whether they choose to do this or they find it in other areas of their life. But I know when they have a healthy mind, healthy finances, and healthy body, that's true optimal health, whether it's through Take Shape or not. But many people don't have other avenues. So we do have a great offering. I really do believe in the business as much as the program. I think our program rocks, but our business model is amazing. And so I love seeing health coaches that are clients that turn into health coaches, even really early on, just the success on their journey and helping all the people around them and the joy that brings them. What do you say when people ask what you do out and about? Because that has been that's that mental shift of really becoming and being proud, fiercely proud of being a health coach, because people are going to ask you what you do all the time. And I used to say, I'm a hygienist. Oh yeah. And I do this health coaching thing. Well, guess what? I was a hobby health coach. So I attracted a lot of hobby health coaches. But really when I shifted my brain to like being a health coach, I'm going to be a business leader. I'm going to, I want to lead a team. Leaders are attracted to leaders. And those people started entering my business that were looking for someone to lead them. So really making that mental shift makes a big difference. So I'm going to say thank you kindly for listening. And step one is really deciding what's important to you. What is your team going to look like? Okay. And what qualities are you looking for? As you get very clear on that, you're going to start seeing it out and about. You're going to sit at a restaurant. Someone's going to walk into your world and you're going to be like, I want to partner with them. And you're going to add them to your pre-coach list. You start making a very fruitful pre-coach list, and then be really on purpose and intentional of approaching people. So that's your first step this week is let's get some answers and set some interviews up. Part 2 will be, what does that interview actually look like? So we can demo that for you. And then, and that's how you're going to grow your team and how we're going to get America healthy. So thank you guys for tuning in, and have a great night.